All right guys, in today's gear review, we're talking about a flat roof tear-off tool called the Roof Warrior. Stick around, we'll show you how it works and we'll talk about whether or not you should buy one. All right guys, so here it is. This is the product called the Roof Warrior. It's made by Garlock. We bought this for our last job and it was a tear-off, actually it was a partial tear-off on a 60,000 square foot section of a building. And I wanted to buy this machine and put it up there to see what, I've had my eye on one of these for a while, and I thought that was the perfect job to dry this machine out. And let me tell you that I was very happy with the way that this machine performed on the roof, with the amount of productivity that we got out of it. It's a very simple design. Basically, you're gonna have an operator stand behind it, and you've got a forward and reverse, and then you have a hydraulic head. So the head is going to move in and out, and that's what's gonna knock the old fasteners out of the roof. So the fasteners in the old ISO, or the fasteners holding down a mechanically attached roof. In this case, there was a layer of rubber, and then there was a layer of mechanically attached TPO that we tore off with some ISO. And so we were going down the lines of fasteners, and you drop a lever on the back of this, and it engages the hydraulic head, and basically the head just hits. You won't get the screws out every time. You'll have to back the machine up and hit the screws again, but it will hit the screws enough and pop them right out. So this thing, in my opinion, it was worth every penny, and it was better than I expected it would be. So the performance, it outdid my expectations. I expected a good tool from Garlock. We have several other pieces from them. They've all been pretty good, but this one here actually exceeded my expectations. So let me show you around the machine. It's a pretty simple design. Basically, it's got a Honda motor on it. You can see the inner workings of it here. It's got a Honda with a belt and pulleys. Very, very simple design. Easy to start. It's got a push button start on it. And basically, it's got a throttle. You can idle it up, idle it down, and then forward and reverse. So it's very simple. It's very easy to operate. It weighs about 550 pounds, so it's not terrible to maneuver around the roof. As long as you're turning the wheels, you can maneuver it pretty good. And I just find it was easy to operate. The guys loved it. It saved a ton of time, and it just saved a ton of effort and energy that we didn't have to put into the tear-off. We could put that into putting the roof back on. So we were actually just able to just reduce the amount of just overall effort that we had in that section of the job, and then put the effort back into the section that was a more important part, which is the new part that we're putting back, the new roofing membrane. So we were very happy with it. All right guys, so I've introduced you to the Roof Warrior. Now we're going to talk about whether or not you should buy one of these things. So the criterion for when I go to buy a new piece of equipment is, I want that piece of equipment to pay for itself, and relatively quickly. I don't want to spend a lot of money on a piece that is going to sit and be hard to pay for. So this is kind of the calculation that I wanted to just share with you about the labor savings that these machines should cause. I knew it would save labor, but I didn't know quite how much. And I'm not going to use a dollar figure, because everybody across the country, your labor figures are different. So if you're union, you're going to have a higher cost labor. If you're non-union, you're going to have a lower cost labor. So your payback rate or your ROI is going to be a little bit different. But what I want to share with you is kind of what the experience was on that particular job where we didn't use this machine and we tried it out. So on this job, it was a 60,000 square foot job. It was a partial tear-off. We were tearing off 2 layers of membrane and some ISO. And I brought in both crews. We run 2 full-time crews at Exterior Pro. And when we have a job, especially a tear-off like that, and it's a long way to go to the dumpsters, we had 245 feet to back to the dumpster with the debris, we usually will combine our crews. So that's what I did on this job. I brought in the crew. We had 13 guys. Some days we had 14 guys on that job. And what we noticed after the first 3 days was that the production with the Roof Warrior, the tear-off, was so high that I actually could drop that second crew off that project. So I don't want to say that this machine replaces 7 men. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in that particular instance, on that project, we got enough productivity out of this that we just didn't need the extra guys. Another project may be different. It may not be a replacement of 7 guys. You're going to have to use your best judgment. But what I can say is, after 3 days of just testing, of just me just watching the numbers and the production rate, the daily production rate of a crew. I just took the other crew away, put them back on the list of jobs that they had to get done, and we left one crew with the Roof Warrior up there, and the job went fine. Everybody hit the production rates, and the guys love it because they didn't have to work so hard. So should you buy it? It's going to depend on your ROI and what your labor rate is. These machines will run somewhere between $8,000 and $10,000. I'm going to put a link into the people that I buy this from. It's High Tech Roofing. If you're in the Midwest, they can service you. If not, you probably have to look it up, Garlock, whoever your distributor is in the area. But somewhere in that range is what these machines are going to go for. And I can guarantee you, if you pick one of these machines up and run one of these, you will see a big labor savings. How quick it pays for itself will depend on your individual company, but at least for us, this was a great purchase, and it really did the job. It paid for itself, and I'm a very happy person.